It was the year 2045. Jack, a young astronomer, was stationed at a remote observatory in the Rocky Mountains of the US, surrounded by nothing but the stars and his thoughts. He spent his days peering into the vastness of space, searching for answers to the mysteries of the universe. One day, while observing a distant planet, Jack noticed something strange. There was a massive, otherworldly object slowly making its way towards Earth. It was an enormous ship, unlike anything he had ever seen before. The ship was elongated and cylindrical, with multiple spires and protrusions that jutted out from its surface. As the ship drew closer, Jack realized that this was not a ship from Earth. It was an alien spacecraft, and it was headed straight for the planet. At first, Jack was filled with fear and uncertainty, but as the creature got closer, he realized that it didn't seem to be hostile. In fact, it seemed to be trying to communicate with him through some sort of electronic means. Suddenly, Jack's computer screen flickered to life. A message appeared, written in a language he had never seen before. But as he stared at the message, he felt as though it was being translated in his mind, as if by some kind of telepathy. The message read, "Greetings, human. We have been watching your species for some time, and we have decided to make contact." Jack was shocked. He nervously replied, "Hello, I'm Jack, a scientist from Earth. It is an honor to make contact with you. What is it that you want from us?" The response was instantaneous. "We have been observing your world and learning from it. We have a keen interest in the civilizations that exist within this universe, and we believe that your species has taught us much. But be warned, human, we are not a benevolent species. Do not alert anyone of our presence." As Jack peered through his telescope, he was astounded by the sheer size of the being and could only imagine the kind of power and knowledge that this species must possess. Over the next few days, Jack kept communicating, keeping it all to himself as the species had warned. Learned that these creatures were called the Giants, and they had been observing humanity for centuries. Jack was told that he was one of the few humans selected to communicate with the Giants. The Giants were incredibly advanced. They possessed technology far beyond anything that humanity had ever seen or even imagined. Their ships were massive constructs that traveled the universe, powered by energy sources that were beyond human comprehension. They had the ability to manipulate matter and energy on a scale that made the destruction of entire worlds seem like a small feat. They also had incredible knowledge of the universe and the secrets that it held, giving them an almost godlike understanding of the cosmos. However, as Jack learned more about the Giants, he began to sense that there was something not quite right about them. They seemed to have a twisted sense of humor, relishing in the suffering of other creatures and reveling in the destruction of entire worlds. They explained to Jack the discovery of a planet inhabited by a peaceful species of creatures. Instead of simply observing them, the Giants decided to play a cruel game with the inhabitants. They created natural disasters such as earthquakes and hurricanes, just to watch the creatures struggle and suffer. The Giants laughed as they watched entire cities being destroyed and countless lives being lost. They spoke of the last planet they discovered, a world filled with beautiful and exotic creatures. Rather than simply admiring the beauty, the Giants decided to hunt the creatures for sport. They would chase after them, laughing and jeering as they caught and killed each one. The creatures of the world didn't stand a chance against the immense power of the Giants. The Giants seemed to take pleasure in causing chaos and destruction, and they did so without any regard for the consequences of their actions. To them, the suffering of others was just a game, a source of entertainment. And now that they have studied and observed for centuries, Earth was finally their next target. As he came to realize the potential fate of Earth, Jack tried to find a way to reach an understanding with the Giants, and maybe even persuade them to use their power for good. But his attempts were in vain. The Giants had already begun their descent onto the planet, ready to unleash their fury upon the tiny beings that had no idea what was coming. In the end, Jack's efforts were unsuccessful, and humanity was left to face the full wrath of the mighty Giants. Jack looked up as the sky turned red, and the screams of humanity rang through his ears. The world as humanity knew it was forever altered as they looked up in awe and fear at the colossal beings towering above. They once believed themselves to be the masters of their own universe, but now they were nothing more than tiny beings in the shadow of the true rulers of the cosmos.